friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're going through my favorites of January. Now I picked up quite a bit of stuff in January, but I'm not going to show it all because not all of it was favorites, but I am going to show you a few of my must-haves right now that I love. So let's just get on into it, shall we? I'm going to start off with a few brushes that I picked up. I picked up the brush set from Luna Beauty, and can I just say, these brushes are such amazing quality. If you have not tried out Luna Beauty brushes, I highly recommend it. If you didn't know, Luna Beauty is Manny MUA's makeup brand, and I haven't tried any of his palettes yet. I do have a gloss from his brand that I love, and the brush set now. These brushes are so soft. They're so easy to blend and work with. I really love these brushes. This is my favorite brush. It's just a fluffy blending brush. It's the LBE2 brush, and it's fantastic for blending out, and it really softens everything out. This is a very good brush. And another brush brand that I've been loving is the Makeup Addiction brushes. This one, I love this one. I use this today under my eye. It's just a flat brush, and it's perfect for getting like right under there, you know, getting into those detailed spots. And again, these brushes are so soft and such good quality. I mean, you do pay a little bit more for them than you would say Morphe brushes, and don't get me wrong, I do love Morphe brushes. I have so many, but these are such great quality and worth the price in my opinion. Next, I'm going to go on to foundation and concealer. So for foundation, I picked up the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation, Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. What a name. I got this in the shade 140, and as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. This stuff is amazing. Now, I was so skeptical about powder foundation because I have dry skin. Like, it is flaky. It is terrible. And so I was a little bit skeptical about using a powder foundation. I was like, it's not really going to work on my dry skin. This works better than a lot of my liquid foundations, which is really strange and so hard to believe, but it's been amazing on my skin, and I have fallen in love with this. This is my go-to, not even just as like a foundation, but to powder my face. I've used it today powdering my face, and it makes my skin look absolutely flawless. I am obsessed with this. I would highly recommend you go pick this one up because I am obsessed. For concealer, I've really been loving the Forever Skin Correct, Dior Forever Skin Correct in the shade 1W. Now, I probably could have got a lighter shade in this one, but this one still works for my skin tone. It's just not very highlighting. It's just the shade of my foundation. But I really love this foundation. It looks beautiful on my under eyes. It doesn't cake up, and it doesn't look dry under my eyes. It doesn't crease too much. It's just a very good concealer, and it's very good coverage too. It's very pricey though, so I don't know if it's worth the splurge, but it's a good concealer nonetheless. Another foundation that I've really been loving is the Cover FX Natural Finish Foundation. I got this in the shade G20, and I really love this foundation. It's not too full coverage, but it's like a medium coverage, I guess you would say. It doesn't look dry on my skin. It blends out really beautifully, and it's, like it says, natural finish. It looks very natural on my skin, so I really love this one. For primer, I've really been loving the E.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now, I have both the Tatcha and the E.l.f. one, and I love them both. But this one is $16 compared to the Tatcha one, which is, I think I paid like $83 for this. So while this is a good primer, it's a great primer, you can get the same primer for $16 from Kmart, or I believe you might be able to get it from Priceline now if you're in Australia. But it's such a good primer. It really smooths out my skin, and it makes my foundation go on so smooth. And this, with this, match made in heaven. I tell you, perfect combination for me. For eyes, I want to talk about these Glam Vice retro liners. These are like a water activated eyeliner, and I love these. I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you can see right there above my crease. I'm wearing it on my eyes today, and it goes on so pigmented, and it doesn't take much. You just wet it, put your brush in there, which it did come with a brush. This brush right here, this is the Glam Vice 001 brush, and it's got such a fine tip for creating a fine line. It's so good for detail work. So if you're into colored eyeliners, I highly recommend picking up these eyeliners. I got these in a pack, and these are all pastel ones, but they have so many shades, not just pastels, so many different shades of these eyeliners, and even eyeliner palettes, I believe. So I highly recommend picking these up too. Another thing I've been really enjoying is the P. Louise bases, the colored bases. I have so many of these. I have the normal ones, and I also have the Acid Rain ones, which I think was a collab with Mitchell. So I have heaps of these. I'm not going to show you all of them because I have so many, but I really love them, especially just dropping everything. I've really been enjoying them, especially because when I'm using a particular color, I really like to lay down that base color, so it really makes the colors pop, you know what I mean? She has such a big variety of shades. Like, I don't even have them all. I have a lot of them, but not all of them. I really enjoy the P. Louise bases, and they're slowly taking over as my favorite from my MAC paint pot, and that is saying something because I wear that every single time I do makeup. Okay, another thing for eyes. Eyes are a big thing for me, could you tell? I got the Barry M glitters. This is a face and body glitter. These are so nice. There's such a nice glitter, so finely milled and so sparkly. I mean, it's glitter, it's got to be sparkly. They come in so many nice colors. Like this one I haven't even opened yet. I've got quite a few of them, and they come in so many nice colors. And they are super cheap, super affordable. I think these were like $6 or something from Big W if you're in Australia. So cheap for glitter. I mean, you could pay heaps of money for glitter, but these so cheap, and they are so good. Next, let's go through some eyeshadow palettes because I only have a few here that I've really been die hard loving. But so the first one is the new one from Morphe. It is the Sweet Oasis palette, and she looks like this. I've used it quite a few times now. I've used neutrals, I've used some pinks, and I've also used the greens. What really drew me to this palette was like this section over here. I mean, I've got thousands of neutrals, but this section over here, and it's been a long time since I've been impressed by any Morphe palettes. No shade to Morphe, but I just don't really find myself gravitating towards them anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're good. They're good palettes. I have a few Morphe palettes, but this was the first one in a while that I actually felt compelled to buy. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, have to have that palette. It is beautiful. Another palette that I've been loving, and this was a splurge for me because Natasha Denona is quite expensive out here, but it is the Natasha Denona Love palette, and here she is, stunning. I actually did a look with it the other day. If you haven't seen it, I will link it down below. It was a Valentine's inspired look. As you can see, the silver is gouged out a bit here, which I will talk about that in a second because that's another product that I've been using. But as you can see, it's just a pink tone palette with really nice romantic tones. This is such a good palette to me because I love pink eyeshadow. Like, I'm always wearing pinks and purples. So this is definitely a palette that I will go to really often to use. So I will get my money's worth out of this palette, even though it was expensive. But I also bought it on sale for Boxing Day sales at Sephora. So can't complain too much about that. The last palette I have here is the Colourpop Fade Into Hue palette. It's a gorgeous rainbow palette. I used this today on my eyes to create this look. If you want to see a video on this look, leave me a comment down below and I'll do it, or I might do it anyway. But it's such a beautiful rainbow palette. I used this purple section over here to create this look, and I'm really excited to use this entire palette. I love rainbow palettes. I have a weakness for bright colors and rainbows. I love doing bold makeup, and this is really everything that I want in a rainbow palette. I love the way it's set out. It makes it so easy to create a look, and for the price, I mean, I think I got this on sale as well for Boxing Day. So Colourpop is really good with their pricing, with their formula. It's just a gorgeous palette, and I've had no problems ever with Colourpop palettes. I love Colourpop so much. Next, let's talk about mascaras. Now, I have 3 mascaras here that I've been loving recently, and they're all drugstore price mascaras. So the first I got, the Essence Lash Princess, which has been so hyped up, so I needed to see what the hype was about, and I love this so much, and I love it. It's such a great drugstore mascara, and I mean, it was like $3, $4 or something from Priceline if you're in Australia, and it is so good. I don't feel the need to wear falsies with this. It's just a very good cheap mascara. The next one is the ColourPop BFF mascara in the shade Black on Black, just the black one. I'm basic. But this again is also a very good mascara for the price. It was more than the Essence one, but it is still a good mascara. It's, again, I don't need to wear lashes with it. It makes my lashes look volumized. It doesn't make them clump together and gross. It's a very good mascara again. And the final one here I have is the Maybelline The Falsies Lash Lift. This one out of all three of them is my absolute favorite. This one makes my lashes look so voluminous and beautiful. I feel so confident wearing this mascara, and I got this again on sale at Priceline for like, I think it was about $10 or something, or cheaper than that, maybe like $8. It's such a good mascara from the drugstore. Maybelline has some of the best drugstore mascaras in my opinion. I love every single one. I mean, Maybelline used to be my go-to. I think everyone remembers going towards the Maybelline Great Lash when they were younger. So Maybelline has always had really great mascaras, and this is no exception. Next, I want to talk about the Inglot Duraline. Now, as I said, this is a product I was going to talk about with the silver that I gouged out of my Natasha Denona palette. This stuff is amazing. This stuff, if you don't know what Duraline is, which I'm sure most of you do, it is a mixing medium, and you mix it in with your eyeshadows or eyeliners even to make them a liquid basically, or you put it in your gel liners if they've dried out a little bit and it revives them. I am so glad I bought this. I've been wanting to buy a mixing medium for ages and I just never did. I don't know why. Shout out to TikTok for making me buy this actually, because I completely forgot about it until TikTok reminded me that this was a thing, and I was like, I have to have it, I have to get it, and so I did. And I don't know if you can see, did some little silver spots on my eyes today, and that's how I got it, with that silver eyeshadow and the Duraline. So this is like one of my favorite products at the moment. Like, they're all my favorites, but I've really been loving the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel. I've got this in the shade Medium Brown. I chuck this on my eyebrows and they go nowhere. I chuck this on my brows when I just want a simple brow day where I don't want to be loading my brows up with product and I just want a natural look. I will just throw this tinted brow gel on and I'm good to go. It makes my brows look really nice and fluffy, and it makes them stay in place all day. I really love this brow gel. But if you're on a budget, another good one is the Essence Make Me Brow, I think it's called. I used to love that one for a long time too. So the last thing I wanted to talk about today was this from Fenty Beauty, and it's just, I don't know what you call it, like a dry brush cleaner. You're done with your eyeshadow, dip your brush in here and it will clean the brush for you, take off all the excess product, so you don't, when you go into your next eyeshadow, it's not still caked on your brush. So this is so good. I know there are other brands who do this, but I found this on the Sephora website and I thought I have to get this. I think that's about it for my favorites today, guys. I don't really have any lip products that are new, that are favorites. I didn't really try anything new much. I do have a few new gloss bombs, but I know what Fenty gloss bombs are like and they've been my favorite for ages. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.